Hey y'all, what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel, honey, and welcome back to another conversation about Miss Carlee Russell. Okay, the young lady that allegedly went missing on last week. Everybody in America was in an uproar about it because a lot of the details, uh, not that they didn't make sense. We were just really shocked at first, like, oh my God, we have to find her. We have to find her. But the more that we dug into it, some things definitely did not make sense. And I know for myself, I was not ready to come out and just blatantly call her a liar until I got further details that deemed so. And boy, did I get those details. Okay. Everybody got those details. All right. We got those details from the Hoover Police Department. They came through, and as I told y'all before, they chose violence. I don't care what nobody talking about. That's what they chose. Okay. And that announcement of that press conference came shortly after an interview that her parents did and a statement that her mother put out, okay, on their behalf. So shortly after that, more details dropped by the end of the night. And then we also learned, hey, we're doing a press conference on the very next day. Because they have yet to speak to Carlee still to this day, I was a bit unsure that we would get a lot of information. Well, girl, they gave us overload. They gave us a full show, in all honesty. They let us know about things that they found that we were not privy to, like the stop to Target. They just let us know a lot of details. They went more in depth about the statement that Carlee gave them, the initial statement once she returned home. They also played the 911 call of Carlee. I do recall everybody was trying to find that 911 audio. I don't know how we were not able to get it. I guess because they had it under wraps, and that's something that they wanted to be able to provide for themselves versus it circulating all over social media. So that's what they did. They played the 911 call where she claimed to have seen a toddler on the side of the road. She said it was a white male, and all of that. Not sure how she was able to really see. Now that I think about it, with it being so dark, hell, I could barely see what was on the screen. So I'm like, how was she really able to see whether the baby was a boy or not? But either way, at the end of the day, it seems like Miss Carlee definitely got caught up in her lies on the front end. What's still a mystery at this time is what was she doing during those 49 hours that she was away from her family? That is what the police would like to continue to know. But everything that happened prior to that, they have debunked her story. And I told y'all that's something that was going to happen. Okay. But I didn't think they was going to get it to us in the press conference. And they did. When I tell y'all social media has been on her tail, they have been on her tail. And I did get a few screenshots, and we are going to get into a few things that the people had to say about that. But before we do that, the first thing that I want to get into is a tweet that Carlee put up on her page roughly about a year ago, right? She put this up on her page, and I was like, well, girl, this didn't really age well for you. She says, I need to check into a hotel for a few days because everybody has been pissing me off every day this week. Like, please just stop talking and stay away from me for at least 48 hours. Girl, that is almost a year, or it's almost a year to the date that she put this out. She dropped this on July 27th of 2022. Now, I told y'all something was a bit off when Carlee talked to her mom supposedly at 9:19, and these are the words of the mother. She talked to her daughter at 9:19. Got off the phone. Carlee ends up seeing a toddler. She calls the police shortly after. She ends up calling her sister-in-law. Something about that didn't make sense. It made me think that her mom could have potentially said something that could have pissed her the hell off and sent her overboard. Because if I'm talking to my mom and I actually saw something, I mean, whether you did or you didn't, I still would think that you would call your mom back versus calling your brother's girlfriend, because you know for a fact your mom is right there next to her phone because you just hung up with her, not even 20 minutes ago. So that just made more logical sense, to me. So when I see this tweet from a year ago, it made me wonder, like, dang, were you pissed off? Did your mama say something to piss you the hell off? And then you needed to get away and get you a hotel and just clear your mind for 48 hours? Because, girl, talk about manifestation. The only problem is you effed up. And where you effed up was you could have just left your car parked at the house, and you could have just left the house and went away for like 48 hours. Okay, you could have just went away. You could have told, I don't know why you couldn't communicate that with your family and say, hey, I just want to get a break. I mean, you grown. I don't know why you couldn't do that, but where you really messed up in my personal is when you called the police and you gave a false statement about a child that was on the side of the road, and they have no record of such on cameras at all. Okay. They also have no record of anybody else calling in to report the same thing that you have. So they are debunking that story. So now it's deemed as a false statement, and that's a charge right there out the gate. That's where you effed up at. So if you was gonna just up and leave and go on about your business, you probably came out better having somebody just pick you up at work and leaving your car there and going on do what you was gonna do and come back to your car in 48 hours. Like, like you just created a huge whirlwind for yourself. And I hate that for you because the people are chewing you up. And girl, I'm just wondering what's going to happen with your career if you're still in school. The job probably gonna let you go because clearly from the press conference they already let us know that you was over there stealing from the job, girl. You done stole a roll, toilet paper, damn near got the money out the register according to the stuff that you were researching. So girl, it's not adding up. We still have more questions at this time than answers because we still want to know what was you doing for them 49 hours that you had America shook, that because you wasn't there. Okay, so we kind of figured out that you planned this from the beginning, but what the hell was you doing when everybody else was shook, reposting things, talking about it on news stories and stuff? Girl, you done had the police call out damn helicopters. You done had them call out the FBI. You done had them pull out their dogs searching for your ass, bitch. Like, girl, yes, we gonna need to know what the hell you was doing in the 48 to 49 hours. Was you laid up in a hotel? Was you somewhere kicked with your feet kicked up, chilling, watching the screen as they out there searching for you, laughing? Like, what was really going on? What were you doing? Okay. So, girl, we done got some answers, and I feel like you probably need to come out and say that. I don't think you ever gonna speak, but you might want to go ahead and get ahead of it before you let the before you let the Hoover Police Department come to the front and they create their own narrative like they did today. But they really didn't need to create a whole lot of a narrative because the information and everything was found on your phone. On your phone, and it didn't take much for them to discredit your story about a toddler because they didn't see it on the camera and ain't nobody make no call about it. So it wasn't hard to create a story and discredit you because you already did all of that on your own. Yikes. Okay. These people really did their damn job this time around. Okay. But since this news has come out, y'all, so many people have had so much to say. And I do mean so much to say. But I feel like y'all probably was over there tip tapping on her ex-man because girl, this probably not her man no more, while he was out here advocating, saying that this was his girl and she was kidnapped and she's been through this and she's been through that and that's my girl and all this other stuff. This young man here, Mr. T, y'all probably was over there in his DMs and all on his page and stuff. Y'all done made this man remove this young lady from his page. Okay. That's what he has done. He has removed her from his page. Remember now, he put this post up. That's what he put up. And he was very adamant. Okay. He said that she was indeed kidnapped and that she had been through a whole lot. So I don't know if this is true, but a lot of people are saying that she did this whole situation for a man, and likely that man would be him. So, girl, I hate it for you because not only did you get national embarrassment, but you likely didn't even get the man either. Because after he saw this, he probably was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be a laughing stock if I still be around town hanging out with a woman that done sat up here and fabricated a story. If you'll come up with something like this, what the hell else would you come up with?" So, girl, you did all of this if it is indeed okay, and this is all alleged. That these are all allegations. I'm not sure if that's true or not. That she did this to get a man's attention, which would be his. But now you done lost his attention, but he's gaining the attention of others. Because I saw his page earlier, and he had like 11,000 followers, and then next thing you know, I see him, and he got like 16,000 followers. So where the following count is going up, and if you think the women's is not hopping in this handsome, educated brother's DMs, they are, girl. He could be trash. He might be a great guy. I don't know anything about him. But let me tell you, the women is over there in the DMs and they like, so sorry that happened to you. I hate that she fooled you like that. I never do you like that. Like, girl, I can imagine what his DMs is doing as the numbers of his followers are continuing to go up. And the gag is he removed you off his page, but he did not set it to private. Do you hear what I say? He did not set it to private, meaning he welcomes all of the attention that the people have to give. And I honestly feel like that's the only reason why he posted you, for real. Like, yeah, he wanted attention on your case, but I think he also wanted to feel connected. You know, like when people passed away, people always be like, "Oh, I just talked to you," and da da da. Like people be wanting to feel like they connected to that person or want other people to know that they connected. That was a bit of the vibe that I got. But he has definitely removed any and all photos of you off of his page, girl. So if that's not enough to say that he through and he done with you, if he wasn't answering your calls before, which could have possibly allegedly led to this situation, girl, I hate to see what you do next. Now that he probably full on blocked your ass after this, because he not going to be out here and be publicly embarrassed by you more than once. Absolutely not. Okay. So yeah, that's what's going on. Mr. T Man decided he's gonna go and take off all these photos. So don't even come at him with the BS. Okay. So that's where he's at. But I did want to check his Instagram real quick because I'm wondering, even though he removed those photos, my question is, what is some of the comments saying over on his page? So let me see. Oh, he done cut the comments off on his page, y'all. So that's one thing he did do. He's letting y'all follow him wherever you want to go to follow him. But he has now cut off all comments on his page. Because I was wondering if they was over there chewing him up because of the statements that he made when he was so adamant that she had been kidnapped and she had been through all of this and she had been through all of that. Now he done sat up there at that press conference and he done got the same egg on his face that I done had on my face earlier. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good though. It's all good. We live to fight another day, honey. But I want to get into just a few, not a whole lot. Okay. I just want to get into a few, not a whole lot of some of the things the people had to say. Okay. So let me go ahead and get some of this together. Give me 1 second here. All right, I think we got everything. All right, so here's the first thing that I came across. Someone says Carlee Russell, when she found out her disappearance made national headlines. Listen, this right here, I have to be honest, was so funny to me because in this video, this is a clip actually from Couples Court, I believe it's called, and she got caught cheating, and her side dude was calling her out, and she literally froze in the courtroom, and this was her face, and I was cackling. I thought it was too funny. The next one, someone says, to the people who lost their nursing jobs over accessing Carlee Russell's medical records, nobody is going to be talking about this 2 weeks from now. You are out of a license forever, not a job. A medical license, baby, and she is not lying. I hope that that wasn't true, that a lot of people got fired, but y'all risked it all. Y'all literally sat up there and risked it all over this situation with this girl, only for us to get all the details that we really had wanted to, not all of the details, but only for us to get a good amount of details the very next day. So it wasn't even really necessary for y'all to go into her records. So y'all did that for absolutely no reason. But I know that mama interview had y'all hot and bothered like it had me hot and bothered. So people felt like they was full of BS. So y'all just felt the need to go the extra mile and do the absolute most, getting all in her medical record. And now, yeah, you out of a job and we're continuing to move on. The things that we needed to know really came out in the press conference today. And next time she gives us more details, if that's not coming out in a press conference, it's going to be coming out in some news article, and we're going to find out what the hell happened. Because I feel like the news report is going to continue to be on it because they need to know, just like we need to know, girl, what was you doing for them 49 hours when America was stressed the hell out? Do tell the people. All right. The next one says, now, Carlee, first of all, Carlee Russell was trending, and now Carlee was trending. Now, Carlee was hilarious. Okay, that was definitely a hilarious trending uh words or whatever. Like, I thought that was like kind of funny. So this one says, now Carlee, if the price of cheeses go up because of your foolishness, you ain't gonna be the only one but naked banging on your parents' door, Miss Ma'am. I can't believe you involved them in this. Girl, I thought about that and I said, y'all know what? Cheeses is gonna make a lot of money. Jesus is gonna make a lot of money, girl, because I can imagine how many people done went out and purchased them some. And guess what? You did all of this and you're not even gonna get no credit for it. Girl, they're not gonna send you nothing for the slick promo. Yikes. Okay, let's keep going. Someone else says Black Twitter so funny because why is now Carlee trending? And that was my same face too. Like, girl, embarrassing, not Carlee. Child. Now, there's another one that says Carlee Russell should come out with a formal press release apology. And I don't want to see any tears. She should be evaluated too. None of this is normal. And I'm actually so disappointed that resources, prayers, and time was wasted on a false claim. Please heal. This was not fair or funny. I agree. I think when it comes to the prayers, I think the prayers worked. I think because at the end, it made her go ahead and bring her ass home. She may not have been kidnapped or held captive somewhere, but them prayers touched and agreed with her mother spirit, and she realized how serious it was getting, and she brought that ass home. Is what is giving. So I think the prayers work, but I do understand you on the resources and the time being wasted on a false claim. Girl, you will go down in history. Girl, I feel like the people probably, girl, listen, I think this situation is bigger than Jussie Smollett. I don't know. I just feel like the activity and the energy and so many people having so much to say. Like, I just feel like it's on a more massive scale than Jussie Smollett. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's a little different. Y'all let me know. I know it's some similarities, but this seemed like just so way more outlandish than what Jussie had going on. Okay. But that's just what I'm thinking. All right. Now let's get into another one. Someone says, I hate to be that person, but this Carlee Russell situation is an incredibly unfortunate thing for the Black community. Black people, especially Black women, kidnappings are already not taken as seriously. Now imagine the outcome of this. How selfish can you be? Girl, listen. And I just hope that it's not tied to a MAN. That's what a lot of people are alleging. I hope it's not tied to that. Listen, a lot of people was alleging a lot of things. And the crazy part about it was when that press conference came, what happened? The police validated so many of the claims of what people were already putting out there and saying that had happened. So her doing this on behalf of a man or trying to get a man's attention really is not that far-fetched. I'm just over here still having hope that it wasn't that, the same way I was over here having hope that she was actually kidnapped, child. So I might need to let go of that thought and accept the fact that it was about a man, honey. Because if I lean over there on Carlee's side just a little bit, girl, I'ma lose. Hello? Now let's go ahead and get to the next one. Girl. They said the crazy part about all of this that the police know even more than what they said today, which was already a mouthful. I said the same thing. Some things they actively told us that they were withholding. So they definitely know way more than what they gave us. Girl, this person says, if y'all think that was bad, trust me, it gets worse. If her and her family know what's good for them, they will go ahead and come clean now. Go ahead and get ready to give the people a statement by Friday. And we're not talking about no handwritten statement, girl. Y'all gonna have to go ahead and come on camera. Explain yourself is what is given. Explain yourself, girl. That's sad. I wonder how the people in y'all neighborhood is feeling knowing that they were staying all in y'all yard trying to comfort y'all and show up for y'all and all of that, raising money and everything that they was doing around the neighborhood is only for your daughter to come out, or not for your daughter to come out because she ain't say nothing, but only for the police to come out and debunk everything that had happened prior to the alleged kidnapping taking place. So everything that happened has already been proven to be false. So why would we even believe that she was kidnapped? And then when you hear her story, a man with orange hair and all of that. Matter of fact, let me put this one up, okay? Because I thought this, the one with the clown face, had me hollering because this was literally the first thing that came to my mind. A white male, orange hair, bald on top, mid 40s, or whatever the case. I'm screaming because as soon as I heard orange hair, I'm like, girl, who was it? A clown? Like, who the fuck? Who says that? And then they put you over a fence and then took you over here, put you over a fence in the neighborhood, took you from that neighborhood, I suppose, to a damn 18 wheeler, got you in that damn 18 wheeler doing whatever you said. And what was really getting me was that they blindfolded you, but they would not tie your hands up because they didn't want to mess up your wrist. Girl, what kind of fucking movie was you over there watching? Girl, what kind of Tubi movie was your ass over there tuning into? That's what they do to that. We gonna only put the blindfolds on you. We ain't gonna put that on your hands. Girl, they still gonna put some on your wrist. They just may not tighten it. That just makes no damn sense. Like, girl, come outside with your clown mask on so you could address these people so we can move on with our life. And so you can move on with yours because it's going to be a very long road for you. You understand? Because you took too far. You took it, like, you just went too far, ma'am. And you just went too damn far. But listen, Candace Owens has some things to say, and I have not heard what she had to say. So I want to get her up here on the screen so we all could just listen real quick. And I know how we feel about Candace Owens. I do. But I just want to hear what the hell is it that she has to say about this particular situation. So let me just, let me just hear her piece. Okay. Let's give her a little chance here. Okay.
Ow. I just can't even believe the ending to the story. It's not even the ending, it's just the explosion. The Hoover, Alabama police have given an update on the Carlee Russell story. I don't know what to say, guys. I feel like I gotta retire. I feel like I've got like 7 rings in some championship of calling out scams. I don't know how many more championship rings I can fit on my fingers. It's getting crazy. This is getting.
First of all, don't talk about championship rings. Like, I just feel like, girl, that ain't really, I don't think that's really how Candace feel. I feel like Candace saw what everybody else was saying on social media and it made sense to her and she leaned into that thought. But she over here acting like she came up with some mystery equation or some shit. And I just have to, like, no, you didn't. You didn't. You saw what other folks were saying and you said, huh, you know what? That makes sense. You guys are right. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's it. That's what it was. Oh my God. How did I see this? Let me lean more into that. Like, that's what it was giving. But okay.
Crazy. I'm sitting here wondering, like, when is Black America going to give me my flowers? Why is it always talking trash to me, calling me, oh, she's attacking Carlee Russell because she's a Black woman? No, I attacked her because her story made no sense and I have a brain. Okay. I don't know why being Black has to be synonymous with not having a brain and being able to call things out and look like a scam. Also, let me also say, though, there were a lot of people that were calling this out too, that were Black, that were saying, like, no, I hate Candace, but the story is a little suspect. A lot of people were like, oh, we just need to believe Black women. Like, this story is worse than Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett hired 2 Nigerians to attack him in a polar vortex, fake attack him, throw some bleach on him. But at least, like, he hired someone to do this to him in an attempt to make it look real, even though he hired 2 big Black Nigerian men. But the reality of the situation is that Carlee Russell, Carlee Smollett, Carlee Jussie 2.0, the female Jussie Smollett, she did this. Guys, she snatched her own wig. She snatched her own wig. Okay, now in case you haven't been following the story, I can't really update you on this like all the way. Girl, she's a Black girl. It's only relevant because people were saying that if you didn't get behind the story and accept what she said, then you were a racist. But she was driving in Alabama. She said she saw a toddler on the side of the road, a white toddler that was 3 or 4 years old, wearing a pamper and had a white t-shirt on, and she pulled over her car to help them. And then she got abducted. She's on the phone with somebody. They hear a scream. Police arrive 5 minutes later. They see her wig. She snatched her own wig, y'all. She snatched her own wig. Okay? They see her wig. They see her phone, which is still open line, where she was on the phone with a friend of hers when she got snatched allegedly. Her purse is in the car. She has some food that she ordered in the car. She's got her keys in the car. The car was running. This is supposed to look like an abduction. And then she turns up 49 hours later at her house, and her parents give this interview to NBC saying she just needs time to deal mentally. And everyone was like, leave her alone. Black women are healing. We need to let Black women heal and have their space. And even when we go through trauma, did you want her to die? No. We want to know if there's a crazy abductor on the loose who's snatching toddlers and using them to lure women off of busy highways. A lot of red flags. Suddenly the family's getting a little clammy. Family doesn't want to talk. They're like, oh, we don't want to talk about it. I know we demanded that everybody talk about it, but now we don't want to talk about it. She needs time to heal. Moms on NBC saying there's an ongoing investigation, but her abductor is out there. Dad and mom are not looking like they're telling the truth. I'm a gut player. I'm like, they sound like they don't really know what to say or what to do, and are hoping people don't ask questions and move on. But obviously there was public interest in this. So finally, the Hoover Police Department came out today and they gave a press conference. And here are the details thus far, because apparently Carlee won't talk to them any further. She gave them an initial statement when her parents called the ambulance and when she arrived home, and like she was in perfect condition, but like seemed like she was shocked. And her initial statement that she gave to police was that a man with red hair who was balding, this sounds like a description, Donald Trump, I think is what she was going for in her head. And he lured her with this toddler, and she asked the toddler if he was okay. And the man came out of the woods, the balding guy with the orange hair came out of the woods. That's what she told the police. And he was like, the toddler's fine, the toddler's fine. And then suddenly he grabbed Carlee, and he took her into the woods, into a trailer. And so she was like in a trailer vehicle, but somehow she made her way out of there. And then somebody else snatched her in a car and took her to a house residence. Guys, I'm not making this up. You go watch the police. Police tell the story. And they got her naked and took pictures of her. And she doesn't remember all the parts. They didn't do anything. They didn't touch her, but they took pictures of her and they fed her Cheez-Its. They fed her food or some chips or whatever. And then somehow she managed to escape them. So she's escaped 3 different abductors, and she managed to, on foot, go all the way back home. So she just is amazing at escaping all of these abductors. And she remembers hearing a female voice, but she never saw the female. So she told the police officers, and she heard the child, but she never saw the child. It's, very shady, but now she needs mental healing. So what do the police do? So the police are just like, okay, she's not telling us anymore. We can't talk to her. Parents are getting a little clammy. So they just conduct a basic investigation, and they find out that Carlee stole from work. Okay. Somebody said, is that Prince Harry being described? Oh, Charlene, it might be. Maybe it was Donald Trump or Prince Harry. One of those two abducted her from the woods. Okay. And if you don't believe it, then you might just have a brain. So then the police conduct this investigation, and it turns out that they go back to her place of work. Remember, she was working that day before she got snatched by the toddler lurer. And what happened was they spoke, and it turns out that she stole from work that day, and they caught her on surveillance camera stealing bathrobes and things of that nature. And that stuff was not found in the car, in the running vehicle. She took it with her. Also, she made a stop at Target before she saw this naked but toddler walking down the highway. And she bought Cheez-Its, ironically, which we know somebody fed her something like that. The second or third abductor fed her that. And she bought snacks from Target, but the snacks were not found in the car either. So apparently her abductor didn't just take her. They left her purse, they left her Apple Watch, they left her phone, but they took her Cheez-Its and her bathrobe from work. Then the police did some real police work, and they realized, oh, well, she left her phone. So let's just go through her phone and see who she was calling, who she was texting, and what she was Googling. So they contacted the Secret Service. And I'm like, okay, well, now your story really better add up, because Secret Service are involved. Even though they can't find cocaine in the White House, they're definitely about to figure out this Carlee Russell story. So the Secret Service are able to determine, or the FBI, everyone's involved now trying to find this girl. And her Google searches, you guys, I'm done. I gotta retire after this. I gotta retire. 8 hours before was while she was at work, whatever it was, she was Googling the movie Taken. Movie about the abducted girl. It's just like crazy. This is crazy. Okay. She Googled the movie Taken. It's a weird thing to Google and then actually get taken on the side of the road. But Carlee Russell just has this kind of luck. She also Googled, can I pay for an Amber Alert? So she was gonna either send an Amber Alert. She said, how old? And she Googled again, like, how old do you have to be to qualify for an Amber Alert? So it feels like she was maybe gonna send an Amber Alert out on herself, maybe the toddler, maybe her. I'm not sure. The story gets a little confusing. Maybe Amber Alert on the guy with the red hair, the Prince Harry character in the woods. None of us are really sure what the Amber Alert's gonna be, but that's what she Googled. She happened to Google on this day that she snatched her own wig. And now the police are realizing, okay, that's a little ironic, sounds a little suspect. And she also purchased bus tickets from where she was in Birmingham to where I am in Nashville. So she was trying to get up to Nashville. I don't know what she's trying to get to Nashville for. But this obviously means that Carlee staged her own abduction. Now, people are wondering, like, were the parents in on this? I don't think the parents were in on this initially. But you will bet anything. If you go back and watch that interview, like it's like just like Jussie Smollett 2.0, he then was crying. You can just read people. Like a lot of this is just common sense, right? The parents just don't look like they're telling the truth. It's like they know their daughter is lying, but they're so far into it, they don't know how to pedal backwards. And I'm sorry, if my daughter says she's missing 49 hours and then just arrives home on foot, like who brought you here? The hospitals released you, you're fine, you have no mental injuries. And by the way, everyone was like, maybe she had a mental break. No, it's not a sudden mental break because she was Googling the stuff and she was planning the stuff, okay? That shows premeditation for the crime of abducting yourself. I don't know where people do this at. Apparently in Birmingham, Alabama, they abduct themselves. I don't know why they abduct themselves, but Carlee Russell is a lie. She is a whole lie. So embarrassing. I don't even know what you have to do with yourself after this. She's now stolen from work. You're going to lose that. I don't know about this nursing degree. I heard she flunked out of school anyways. I don't know what the next move is for Carlee, but she is still refusing to speak to the police officers. The police officers were so professional. They said that they had been in communication with her parents and that they are still looking for an opportunity to speak to her, but their police work is going to continue and that they felt compelled to give this information to the public because people were rightfully concerned that there was an abductor on the loose. But if you were watching my show and my podcast, you definitely were not concerned because I told you that Carlee Russell is a lie. I told you. I said, I'm all in on this. It's a scam. As soon as she showed up on foot home, because the math just wasn't mathing, okay? It was not, I was just sitting here like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Where did they do that at? Where do abductors take people at and feed them Cheez-Its and drop them off home? What do you get out of that? It's a weird thing to do. And why are you using a toddler? And I said, why did nobody else see the toddler? To this day, nobody else saw the toddler. Nobody else cared. People are just ruthless in Alabama. They drive down the highway, they see naked butt toddlers, and they just go, I don't, it's not my business. I'm just gonna keep going. No. Guys, we gotta start using our brains. And LOL, please find, because I'm gonna show them my favorite tweets when I was tweeting about this, saying that this was definitely a lie. Coming at me, we just need to support black women. I'm gonna go back to all of you and tweet you and tell you that the reason you believed her is not because you're compassionate, but because you're stupid. And I can't fix that for you. I can't help you not be stupid. Okay, you can't hate Candace because she knows a scam and a scam and a scam and a scam, right? Like I said, I got all these rings right now, just calling out beyond it's a scam. Just smell it. I said from day one, it's a scam. Black people don't go out in a polar vortex. Black people don't follow toddlers into the woods. We don't get Blair Witch projected. It's just basic common sense stuff, guys. Carlee Russell, the story has fallen apart. I've been obsessed with the story, but of course, there's going to be more details now. Now we got to figure out where she actually was 49 hours. Did she get on the bus? Did she come back? Did she make it up to Nashville? Maybe she went to a concert. There's a lot of concerts here and there. Maybe she went to the Ed Sheeran concert, went to Ben Shapiro concert. Maybe Ed Sheeran was the redhead who took her from the woods. I don't know. I literally don't know. I don't know who took her. I don't know where she went, but we need more details because I am obsessed. All right. All right, guys. I just had to give you this update because this story is wild.
All right. So y'all just heard what Miss Candace had to say. Okay. Candace said the people were stupid for believing her. I don't think people were necessarily stupid for believing her, but I think that a lot of people just wasn't willing to call her out. You know what I'm saying? It's like even though some things that make sense, like be one of those people to say, "Oh, she lying," because how people come up against you when you say a black woman is lying or whatever the case may be. So I think that could have been, where they were. And I mean, and maybe it could have been that some people were just, stupid. But I don't want to call those people stupid. I would just say that they probably just wasn't ready to believe that all of those resources and things were pulled together for her to just be up here lying like that. And in addition, like myself, I wanted to wait to get more details. And I feel very clear on the line that I stand on now that we have actual answers that came from a direct source, which was Hoover Police Department. So, okay. But don't be sitting up here, Miss Candace, acting like, girl, you just, went and found some stuff under a rock when you was over there seeing what everybody else was seeing and you just put two and two together based on what they gave you. Okay. Because they was already telling you that this was a lie. Okay. You was over there watching Eric Guster's video as an attorney, and that's how you came to your conclusion. Like she over here, like she just really did some, magnificent. But either way, she gave her opinion. And I ain't mad at it, girl. You got a right to feel how you feel, like a lot of people do. So that's where we are. So I would like to see more celebs, more public figures kind of get a thoughts on this situation, on Miss Carlee. Maybe not come down on her. I don't know, or come down on her, whatever it is. I wouldn't mind hearing more of their thoughts and what they're thinking about this overall situation. But before I go, I wanted to say something else about this interview that her mama did on the Today Show, because I can't recall if I mentioned this before, but I had rewatched the interview, last the night before last, before the press conference, right? And when I was watching it, it was just interesting to me watching that interview and how the mama did not want to give us, quote unquote, didn't want to give us details about her kidnapping, but wanted to make sure that we knew that she's been dealing with a lot because it's vicious people out there spreading vicious rumors. Regarding rumors, a lot of them came true and a lot of them was ended up being factual. And the gag for me is that the police said that they talked to you, ma'am. So you were likely privy to a lot of stuff that they were about to come and let us know. But you still got up there on the Today Show and said whatever it was that you said. But I saw what you did. You tried to get on the Today Show to deter people from wanting to dig deeper and respect the fact that she's in a traumatic place and oh my gosh, she's been through so much. Like you wanted to continue to make your daughter more of a victim than what she already was considered to be, a victim. And you wanted to kind of like deflect a little bit, like it's an ongoing investigation, so don't ask us any more questions about it, try not to say anything about it, let the police do their job, and da 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 da, and yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just giving, trying to continue to make your daughter the victim, and people should be ashamed of themselves for the things that they were saying and doing. And I feel like you probably felt confident with what you were saying at the time because Hoover was not willing to do a press conference anytime prior because they had been buying time to talk to your daughter. But once you sat up there and did that interview, it applied more pressure to them to give the people answers. And then they came back and they debunked a lot. They debunked a lot. So you still sitting up there actually believing your daughter's story about her kidnapping? Did your daughter tell you the same story that she sat up there and told the police? Because even what she told them don't make sense. And I wonder if she gonna remember all the details when they come back to her for another interview. She might want to listen to that press conference so she can remember everything that she said, so she can re-say it in that same order. Okay. But it's giving a whole mess, honey, and I'm still on the case. I am because I hate to say it, like Candace said, she's obsessed. I'm not obsessed, girl, But I'll say that I'm invested because I would like to know what happened within those 48, 49 hours. And I would love for this case to wrap up by Friday. So if Miss Carlee could just get up off the bed or wherever she at and just go ahead and get these police the statement that they need for where you've been at these 48 to 49 hours, so we all can get another press conference or a statement via the news, and we could just go ahead and move this along and move on. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Because you had these damn dogs out, the helicopters, police, you had all these folks out trying to find out where the hell your ass at. Meanwhile, you probably just somewhere chilling, even though you trying to tell us that your ass had been kidnapped. Girl, there's so many inconsistencies in your story that don't even logically make sense. That girl, you should just be ashamed of your damn self. I ain't got nothing else. You guys go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments down below regarding everything that I had to say, what some of the commenters had to say on the different tweets, as well as what Miss Candace Owens had to say as well. Okay, I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.